Hey, what's up guys? Jevin here again. So I finally sold my Lightning Strike Magic Find 12 Link Claw build for 5.5 mirrors the other day. And after that I actually rebuilt that build. Pretty much the same except for the Explodey chest. Because it's just too hard to find that. There's not a lot in the market. In fact, there's none in the market. But it's pretty much the same, same exact thing. I sold that as well, and then I bought this build. This build, there's multiple mirrored items, so this build is Elemental Hit Raider. And I'll go through the gear now, I guess. So we're using a thicket bow, a mirrored thicket bow. I think most of the gears here were mirrored from Hadouken. Shoutouts to Hadouken. He's one of the veteran in Elemental Hit. And he's actually made a pretty good build this league. I think this is based off history, and it's pretty smart. I'll go through it in a sec, but yeah, mirrored thicket bow, standard elemental hit bow, so you know, plus 3 gems, and then bow plus 2 arrows, crit chance, attack speed, and ELE pen. For the non-mirrored version, usually what they do is they spam the essence that gives you the fire pen. But obviously, you know, ELE pen is just way better than that. For the helm, we're using the Asineth's Chant. I think this is better than Blizzard Crown for the quality of life, because Blizzard Crown, this auto triggers your curses and your debuffs like Sniper's Mark and Flammability, which is really good. And then for the quiver, standard, you know, reforged more likely quiver is what I want to call this one. So it's not mirrored, but it's pretty easy to make. So you basically, you can do Scour Alk till you get a bow attacks fire an additional arrow, and then either life or elemental damage with attacks, and hope that you get an open prefix. If you get an open prefix, you benchcraft life or elemental damage with attacks, whichever is missing, and then you just do reforge more likely on harvest, and that's pretty much it. And until you get a T1, you know, or T2 even could work as well. And then once that's done, you do a prefix cannot be changed, and then you do reforge crit until you get a T1 multi, and then do prefix cannot be changed, multiple crafted modifiers, prefix cannot be changed, and then do an ashling, just so that you get a 66% chance instead of a 50-50. And hope that you get a crit chance and elemental damage with attacks if you've dealt a critical strike recently. And then craft the last mod. So that's how you craft this one. And then for the amulet, standard Soft's Blood, it's a must for elemental hit builds. This one is a pretty good one. It has double corrupted implicit attack speed and elemental damage with attacks. That's really good. And then on top of that, you also get 35 life with a Scourge. We don't care about the no mana regen, which I'll talk about in a sec. You can see we have no mana. Actually, I'll talk about that now. So no mana regen doesn't affect us because all our skills cost 0 mana. So 0 mana, 0 mana, even Molten Shell, 0 mana, the curses, 0 mana, everything is 0 mana. So you can run cannot leech mods or cannot regen mods without issues. For the chest, it's also mirrored. It's Assassin's Garb with Power Charge elevated, crit, flat crit elevated, with a suppress to cap our spell suppression, which is really nice. It's very tanky. And then yeah, standard chest, additional curse and stuff. The rings are the same. It's also mirrored. It's the maximum frenzy ring with all damage rings, no resistance, because we get our resistance from the mage blood flask. So max frenzy and then some stats to just to make sure we equip our gems and gears. Yeah. So those are the rings. The gloves also pure damage, also mirrored from Hadouken. That's the Intimidate, Culling, Frenzy gloves with a whole bunch of other damage mods and a life. The boots is also mirrored for capping our Chaos Rest. Our Chaos Rest is actually 86%. That's the tech that I'll talk about in a second. Which is pretty smart actually. So yeah, that's the boots. And then Mage Blood. For the Mage Blood flasks, we're running armor, evasion, armor, crit chance with attack speed mod, bismuth with resistance mod to cap our rest because we're not running any resistance on our gear, but we're still rest cap. And a Quicksilver for quality of life. You can change the Quicksilver to something else if you're, say, doing simulacrums. That's fine because you don't need to move around real fast. But I just like using this in general. And then a Dying Sun, which boosts our single target damage a lot because it adds a lot of proj. Yeah. So those are the gears. I'll talk about the tree. So the tree, the way they've done the tree this league is that they have added this timeless jewel, Glorious Vanity, which transforms this keystone to divine flesh. And if you read what it does, it gives you +5 max chaos res, and also 50% of elemental damage will be taken as chaos damage. And remember, we have 86% chaos res. That's actually a lot of mitigation. And why that's 86? Because from these small clusters as well. So Born of Chaos gives us 3% max chaos res, and also another one, so 2 of them. So yeah, it's really important. It's really tanky. This elemental hit, if you remember the elemental hit builds last league, it's very squishy, but this one is really tanky. I think on POB it has 300k plus damage mitigation, or EHP, sorry, EHP. For physical and for elemental damage, I think about 180k plus. Physical is higher just because of Molten Shell, I believe. Yeah, this is the tree. It's pretty, pretty new. We normally don't path over here when we build elemental hit, but yeah, as you can see, we're also not taking the frenzy nodes here. To be honest, the damage might not be as good as, those glass cannon builds with 80 million plus POE ninja DPS, but I think I prefer a more tanky elemental hit build. This build has only 31 million on POE ninja for the single target. I think it's good enough, given how tanky it is. So for the jewels, for the clusters, we're running a damage over time. Actually, increased damage with bows. Standard ones. And then, as I said, the small clusters for chaos res. And then combat focus, which is a must for elemental hit, with a pen implicit. And the other one is here. Corrupted blood implicit. Our Watcher's Eye, triple mod. This is actually really important as well for this because I'm used to playing Lightning Strike and I'm so used to having life gain on hit on the claw. And because of this Watcher's Eye right here with a 30 life gain on hit while affected by Vitality, which we're running level 1, I get that same feeling when playing Lightning Strike. When I'm playing Lightning Strike and I'm playing Elemental Hit. What I meant to say. And then the other cluster is a fire cluster here. And a medium cluster for eye to eye and repeater for more proj damage. The 2 Cobalt Jewels that we're running are our base jewels are just triple crit multi-life, for damage. And lastly, the replica conqueror's efficiency is a key piece to this build. It will help us. It actually helps us have have our skills have 0 mana cost, pretty much. So that's important. If I take that out, you can see cost 7 mana, 6 mana. It's not 0 cost. So I need that, and also on top of that, also need this the mana nodes here. Because the mastery gives us 10% reduced mana cost of skills. And on top of that, we're also running Divergent Inspiration on both our 6 links and also our curses. So Divergent Inspiration everywhere. And that, makes us 0 mana for everything. So that's the build, guys. It's really tanky. I will show a few clips of bossing and stuff. I don't really like bossing, to be honest. I just thought I'd record some videos just for you guys so you can see how it plays. But yeah, it's really fast at mapping as well, so I really like it. But because I love Lightning Strike so much, I might go back to Lightning Strike. Just cause, yeah. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.